This is a timeline of events in maritime history. About 45,000 BC. First humans arrive in Australia, presumably by boat. About 6,000 BC. Earliest evidence of dugout canoes. 5th millennium BC. Earliest known depiction of a sailing boat. About 2000 BC. Hanu travels to the land of Punt. Austronesian people migrate from Taiwan to Indonesia, preceding the colonization of Polynesia. 1575 to 1520 BC. Dover Bronze Age boat, oldest known plank vessel, was built. About 1175 BC. Battle of the Delta, one of the first recorded naval battles. 1194 to 1174 BC. Supposed time span for the events of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Around 600 BC. According to Herodotus, Necho II sends Phoenician expedition to circumnavigate Africa. 542 BC. First written record of a trireme. 5th century BC. Hanno the Navigator explores the coast of West Africa. 480 BC. Battle of Salamis, arguably the largest naval battle in ancient times. 247 BC. Lighthouse of Alexandria completed. 214 BC. Link Canal built. 31 BC. Battle of Actium decides the final war of the Roman Republic. About 200. Junks are developed in China. 793. The Raid of Lindisfarne, first recorded Viking raid. 984. Pound locks used in China, see technology of the Song dynasty. About 1000. Leif Erikson reaches North America, first recorded crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. 1025. Chola invasion of Srivijaya. 1088. Dream Pool essays by Shen Kuo, first description of a magnetic compass. 1159. Lubeck is rebuilt, and the Hanseatic League is founded. About 1190. Alexander Neckham writes the first European description of a magnetic compass. 13th century. Portolan charts are introduced in the Mediterranean. About 1280. Polynesian settlers arrive at New Zealand, the last major land mass to be populated. 1274. First Mongol invasion of Japan. 1325 to 1354. Ibn Battuta visits much of Africa and Asia. 1405. Zheng He's expeditions begins. Age of Discovery. 1488. Bartholomew Diaz reaches the Cape of Good Hope. 1492. Christopher Columbus's first voyage, first recorded non-Arctic crossing of the Atlantic. 1497. John Cabot reaches North American mainland, as first European since the Vikings. 1498. Vasco da Gama completes the first voyage from Europe to India. Columbus reaches continental South America. 1513. George Alvarez completes the first voyage from Europe to China. 1522. Ferdinand Magellan's last ship arrives in Europe, first recorded circumnavigation and crossing of the Pacific Ocean. 1571. Battle of Lepanto, last major naval battle fought entirely between galleys. 1580. Francis Drake returns home from Nehalem Bay, Oregon to become the first circumnavigation by an Englishman. 1588. The Spanish Armada is destroyed, shifting naval superiority to England. 1602. The Dutch East India Company is founded. 1606. Willem Janszoon becomes the first European to reach Australia. 1620. Cornelis Drebbel constructs the first submarine. 1628. The Vasa sinks in Stockholm harbour on its maiden voyage. 1736. John Harrison tests the first successful marine chronometer. 1757. First sextant constructed. 1771. James Cook completes the first circumnavigation without casualties to scurvy. 1790. Battle of Svensksund, the last major battle with participation of galleys. Rise of steamboats and motorships. 1783. Claude Dufroy constructs the first recorded steamboat. 1805. The Battle of Trafalgar marks the rise of the Royal Navy to a century of world domination. 1807. North River Steamboat, the first commercially successful steamboat, is launched. 1820. Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen discovers mainland Antarctica. 1845. SS Great Britain becomes first iron steamer to cross the Atlantic. 1853. American Commodore Matthew C. Perry arrives in Tokyo Bay, enforcing the Convention of Kanagawa in 1854. 1856. Paris Declaration respecting maritime law outlaws privateering. 1859. The first ironclad warship, the Gloire, is launched. 1861. US Ice Boat, the first purpose-built icebreaker, is launched. 1862. The Battle of Hampton Roads becomes the first battle between ironclads. 1864. Ictinia II, the first submarine powered by an internal combustion engine. 1869. The Suez Canal opens. 1871. Adolf Erik Nordenskjöld braves the Northeast Passage on the Vega. 1880. The American passenger steamship Columbia becomes the first outside usage of Thomas Edison's incandescent light bulb. 1894. The Turbinia, the world's first turbine-powered ship, is launched. 1895. The Kiel Canal opens. 1903. The Vandal, the world's first diesel-electric ship, is launched. 1906. Roald Amundsen conquers the Northwest Passage on the GJOA. HMS Dreadnought launched, commencing the era of battleships. 1912. The Titanic sinks in the North Atlantic. 1914. The Panama Canal opens. 1916. Battle of Jutland, claimed to be the largest naval battle in history, counting tonnage of engaged ships. 1918. HMS Furious becomes the first aircraft carrier used in warfare. 1937. US Leary becomes the first American vessel to be equipped with radar. 1941. The attack on Pearl Harbor starts the Pacific War. 1942. The Battle of Midway marks the demise of battleships and the domination of aircraft carriers. 1944. Normandy landings, the largest amphibious invasion in history. 1951. The first purpose-built container ships enter operation. 1955. US Nautilus, the world's first nuclear-powered vessel, is launched. 1959. The US skate surfaces at the North Pole. The Senior N1, the first practical hovercraft, is launched. 1960. The Trieste descends to the Challenger Deep. 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis, a major naval confrontation between the United States and the Soviet Union. 1977. Russian icebreaker Arktika makes the first surface voyage to the North Pole. 1982. Falklands War, one of the largest naval campaigns since World War II. 1985. The Sea Shadow, an early stealth ship, is launched. 1987. The MV Donia Paz is lost, claiming 4,375 lives, the worst peacetime maritime disaster in history. 1994. The Global Positioning System becomes operational. MS Estonia is lost in the Baltic Sea. 2005. Piracy in Somalia becomes an international concern. 2007. Arctica 2007 becomes the first manned expedition to the North Pole seabed. 2012. MS Costa Concordia disaster.